What's going on, guys? It's Paul from Boosted Films, and this is probably going to be one of the easiest how-to videos that I've done, but just going to go over installing the air filter on a 10th gen Honda Accord as well as the cabin air filter on the same 10th generation Honda Accord. So let's jump into it. So here's our air filter on the left and our cabin air filter on the right. Of course, first thing you're going to have to do is pop your hood. So slide your hand under the hood, move to the left to release the latch, lift it up, take your hood prop and set up your hood. And here I'm showing where the air intake box is. So there's just two clips holding this air box top in place. So release clip number 1 and clip number 2. So then to release this air box, you're going to lift up and bring it forward towards the front of the car. And that will release the rear part of this cover. And then you should be able to pop out your air filter. But before you do that, take note of this side here where this little part is protruding out. That's going to be your identifier for putting in the new air filter. So here we can see my old air filter after 40,000 miles was a little bit dirty. So let's grab our new air filter and compare, just to make sure that they look like they are both the same. And again, note that little part that protrudes out, that's going to be your identifier to put this in the right way. And of course, that's going to match up, that part that protrudes out will match up with the top of the airbox. So we're going to set it in place just like this. And then the cover should set on just right. But of course, before that cover totally falls into place, you're going to have to slide it back. You're going to have to get these pieces to slide in place a little bit. Should be simple. And then it should fall down in place. And then all that's left now is to put those two clips back in. So we're going to lift that first clip back in place and then the second one. And that's it. Close your hood and you're all done. So now we're going to move on to that cabin air filter. That filters the air that's circulating through the inside of the car. So for this, we're going to open our glove box on the passenger side. Remove anything that's in the glove box. We'll just make it a little bit easier to have that cleaned out. And we're going to pay attention to this arm on the right side here. This arm kind of holds in place. All you got to do is push it down a little bit to unhook it. And then that will allow you to open up this a little bit further to drop it down to get to the cover we need to remove. So what you do here is just pinch the sides, kind of squeeze the sides of that box, and then it should drop down. And we're going to shine a light up here to reveal this cover. So now you should be able to see this cover that's in place, and behind this cover will be your cabin airflow filter. So releasing this is pretty simple. There's just going to be a tab on each side that you'll have to press, and that cover will pop off. And once we have that cover out of the way, we're going to grab the old cabin filter and pull it out. And again, there was about 40,000 miles on my 2018 Honda Accord, and it did show. I'm definitely glad I changed out this filter. It was a little bit, dirty. And on the side of our new air filter, it is going to give us a direction for airflow. So we're going to follow that when we reinstall this new cabin filter. And we're going to have the airflow arrow pointing down in this case when we put the filter in place. A little bit hard to do some of this while holding a camera and a flashlight and doing it with the other hand, but it should be a little easier for you to do this while you're not filming yourself do it. But it should simply push in place. And then of course, all you have to do after the filter is in place is reattach that cover. So you're just going to have to get that back in place and clip in the tab on each side. It should just push on in place. So once that snaps in on both sides, we should be able to put our glove box back up where it belongs. Again, I just squeeze those sides gently and then it should slide up in place. And then of course we're going to reattach that arm. So we're going to slide it out into place and then kind of pull it up and it should kind of snap in. And then close your glove box and you're all set. Good job.